Hey there, Luke with Canix here. Today we are covering an exciting new update to Canix's sales workflow, Custom Invoices. Custom Invoices allow for the choice of how inventory is organized on invoices, the elimination of unnecessary fields, and the ability to pull more data from your sales orders onto your invoices. I'm here on the sales orders table of Canix in the sales section. There are two ways to create an invoice in Canix. The first way is to select the sales order we'd like to create an invoice for from the table, pulling open the sales order side panel. Here in the invoice section, we can select Configure New Invoice. The second way to create an invoice is to go into the sales order details. And at the bottom here in the invoice section, we can select Configure New Invoice. When we select Configure New Invoice, the side panel will open. The side panel will be populated with the options last configured for the customer on the sales order. If the customer has never had an invoice configured for them, the side panel will populate based on the last invoice configured. With the custom invoice updates, we now have 5 dropdowns in the configuration menu to set up our invoices how we would like them. The first dropdown is Invoice Details. Here, if we are invoicing to a different address than what is on the sales order, we can select Invoice to another address and fill out all the relevant information. The Inventory Details dropdown is where we can now select how we want inventory displayed on our invoices. There are 4 options. The first is alphabetically by item name, A to Z. You can easily arrange your items on the invoice in alphabetical order with this option. Order line items with packages will be listed sequentially below each of the items for a comprehensive view. And if there's any non-cannabis inventory on an order, it will be ordered alphabetically alongside the cannabis inventory. The second option is alphabetically by strain, A to Z. This presents your inventory based on item strain in alphabetical order. Order line items with packages will also be listed sequentially below each item, similarly to alphabetically by item name. If there's any non-cannabis inventory on an order, it will be added to the bottom of the invoice listed alphabetically by product name. The third option is numerically by package tag, lowest to highest or ascending. This keeps inventory organized by ordering items on the invoice using the ascending order of the package tag numbers that are allocated to your inventory. Non-cannabis inventory on an order with this option will also be added to the bottom of the invoice, listed alphabetically by their product name. The final option for organizing your inventory is Order According to Sales Order Default. This is the default option and how items were always ordered before this update. This maintains the original order from your sales order in your invoices for consistency. The items on the invoice will appear in the same sequence as they were listed on the original sales order with this option. Additionally, in Inventory Details dropdown, we can now pull more inventory information onto the invoice, including line item notes, which will pull any notes that we've associated to the line item here, like this Agent Orange note that I have added. We can add in the net weight of the allocated packages, any lab results that are associated with the packages that we have allocated, production batch or lot ID numbers, as well as the harvest date here. The sales and payment details dropdown includes new fields that can be passed over onto your invoices, including invoice created date, order notes, which pull from the internal notes field here, sales rep, and at the bottom here in cost summary, we can determine if we only want to show populated cost fields. If we have fields on the sales order that are $0, like discount, different taxes, or delivery fees, and we don't want the $0 to show on the invoice, we can simply check this box and only show the populated fields. We have added the ability to add a footer to your invoices, which can be configured in the footer dropdown here. The final dropdown is the advanced options dropdown, where we can determine how many signature lines we want on the invoice and the price per unit decimal points. Once we select submit, we will create the new invoice. And here we can see all the new fields pulled over, including the invoice created date, all of the order line items that we added for each of the items, the footer that we added when configuring the invoice, and we only see non-zero values here for the items, subtotal and total due. The discount field and the other taxes field didn't pull over. I hope that custom invoices will help your sales workflow, and I appreciate you watching.